Alright, we're here and I got this Subaru rear bumper. Pretty straightforward. It will be a fill repair. The scratches are pretty deep, but other than that, very straightforward bumper repair. So I'm just going to show you what I'm doing today. Alright, so here's the main damage. I've already cleaned off the bumper and thinnered off the bumper. It's pretty dusty, so I used some water, cleaned it off first before I thinnered. So as you could see, it's definitely going to need a fill repair. It kind of goes over this body line here, so I'm definitely going to keep the sander flat on these two areas to make sure I kind of keep that body line going. That's probably the trickiest part of the job. And then I've communicated with the customer that I'm not going to paint this panel, just going to paint the bumper, and then I'm going to touch this up. So it's always important to communicate with the customer, because they'll just assume it's all going to disappear, and they don't understand that you have to paint the entire panel to make those disappear. So that type of communication is very important. So since the damage is all on that corner, probably going to blend. I don't know. We'll see how far it goes. This is not a difficult color to blend. It'll cover pretty easily, and it's not a normal color. I don't do a ton of Subarus, but I think it'll be a pretty simple color match as well. Alright, here's the process of taping off the bumper and papering off. Decided to do the entire bumper, even though we're going to be blending to the middle. And after this, I'll get going on sanding and filling the damage. Now I'm going to start sanding it down with 180 before I put the fill repair on. Since it's getting a little bit close to that edge, I'm going to use my metal thing to protect that edge, the panel above the bumper, from getting burned through. Alright, we're ready for fill repair. Alright, here's a quick close-up so you can see what didn't come out and what we're going to need to fill. So, onto the fill repair. Alright, applying the fill repair now. Alright, so one thing to note with how I was applying the fill repair was I was kind of following the body line with how I was applying it. So I was going down straight on one side and then trying to kind of keep that body line like it is a little bit with the fill repair, so that it's easier to sand down basically. So that's what I was doing there. I'm just going to let that dry, sand down the fill repair, and then we'll see if we need a little bit more fill repair or not. Alright, here we go with the 180 on the fill repair. Alright, I'm going to switch to 320 now. I still might put a little bit more fill repair, but it would be really minor if I do. So I'm going to switch to 320 grit. Alright, here we go with the 320 grit. Alright, so I think I'm going to need to just do one on the very top where it's close to the panel. One really fine skim coat of fill repair. And then I'll just knock that down with 320. And then we should be good to go starting to prime. Alright, here's a quick close-up of the fill repair, just the skim coat that we're going to 320 down. Alright, just going to knock this down with the 320 grit now. Alright, now I'm going to go to the superfine scuff pads. We're all done with the sanding. And then after that, primer. Alright, here we go with the superfine scuff pads. Alright, we're ready for the primer. We're all ready for primer. One quick note is I retaped the edge right there that got messed up during sanding, and this is one of those small details that can really take your quality from good to great. Alright, we're going to be applying the Speedo Coat primer, black color, since it's a really dark bumper. Here we go. Alright, we're looking good. Just going to let that dry, and then we'll scuff down the primer. Okay, while the primer is drying, I'm going to look up the color code, which is K3X. For the Subaru, it's usually in the door jamb, passenger's side. So I'm going to choose Envirobase, HP, EHP, metallic. And here is the formula. And once I'm done mixing this formula on my scale, then the primer should be all dry and ready to go. So here we go. Alright, scuffing down the primer with the superfine scuff pads now. Alright, I'm going to go over it now with the ultra fine scuff pads before I prep it to paint. Alright, the ultra fine scuff pad, just going to go over what I did with the super fine, just to kind of smooth it out so I don't have to put too much paint on to cover those scratches. It just helps save some paint and some time. And then I'm gonna get a more used ultra-fine scuff pad to go all the way to where I'm gonna be blending. So that way I can make sure that the clear coat covers all of those scratches, but adheres properly. So here we go. Alright, so we're going to clean it off now and get ready for paint. Alright, so I'm going to use this Spies and Hecker, whatever, silicone wax and grease remover. This is what I'm using right now. It's been working pretty well. So I'm just going to clean off this bumper and make sure it's all prepped and ready for the paint. Alright, I'm also going to hand buff the blend edge where I'm going to be blending with the machine polish first before I start painting also. Alright, we're on to applying the paint now. Okay, here's a few close-ups of the bumper. It's all painted and ready for the clear coat. Alright, I'm going to be applying the first of 2 medium coats of the clear coat now. All right, let that set for a few seconds and then apply the second coat. All right, here we go with the second coat of clear. All right, now I'm going to be using the blender to burn the edge right where I ended my ultrafine scuff. All right, I'll get you a close-up of it. All right, we're all done here. Here's a few close-ups of the finished product. And the customer was willing to give me a shout out, so I'm just gonna turn it over to him here. Go for it.
Alright, guys, I had a Green Recon come over and fix one of my scratches here. It looks really good. I'm really happy about it. Looks pretty good, pretty new, and I enjoy his work.
Thanks, man.
Green Recon.
All right, we're out of here. On to the next job. So that one went great. It was, you know, that fill repair took a little bit longer. It was a little bit deeper than I thought, but it turned out awesome. The customer was really happy, and I charged $350 for that bumper. And like I said, the customer was really happy. He actually gave me a $20 tip. So that was pretty cool. And I'm on to the next job. So usually, like I say, it takes me about 2.5 hours for a normal job. That one took me about a little over 3 hours, but because of that fill repair. But like I said, it turned out awesome. The customer was super happy. So I'm on to the next, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you again for watching. We are posting consistently now on Wednesdays at 8:15, so you can check us out then. And don't forget to go to greenrecontraining.com for tools and resources. Thanks again. Bye.